何してんだ。こっち来て食えよ。食え食え。遠慮するような飯じゃねえ。
いいんですか？
働いた者はその分食うてもよい。
Welcome back to the second season of Vinland Saga. Last time in episode 5, we took a break from our main characters and followed the King of England, Canute's point of view. At the start of episode 6, however, we cut back to our protagonists hard at work. Einar and Thorfinn are working on clearing the forest. They attempt to remove a stump of a tree they cut, but as they are struggling, Thorfinn suggests that they cut some of the roots as well. They keep trying to pull it out and cut the roots a few more times until they finally succeed. While the two rest for a moment, Einar wonders why they were not given a horse to prepare the soil, just like they were given when they moved the lumber. Thorfinn explains that the retainers tricked the two into doing their job for them. Thorfinn wonders if they should continue removing stumps or cut some trees. However, Einar suggests asking for a horse first. The two go and ask for a horse but are declined as the others need their horses for all the other work. A retainer comes and mocks them, comparing them to livestock. Einar is annoyed and wants to talk to Ketil to explain that they need a horse not only for the stumps, but also for tilling the soil. Thorfinn states that even if Ketil allows them, they'll just upset the retainers, who will start hating them even more. Einar is annoyed at how unmotivated Thorfinn is, telling him that they need to start growing crops so that they can buy their freedom sooner, and in order to do that, they need a horse. An old man in the field next to them overhears them and states he understands their situation now. He tells them to come to him so they can talk, and after asking them about their names, he asks them if he should lend them a horse. Einar gets quite excited and confirms that they need the horse. He then wonders who the old man is. Moments later, the old man, Sverkel, makes them pick the rocks from his field. After a bit, Einar wonders for how long they need to pick them up, and Sverkel tells him they need to keep working until there are no rocks left. They finish clearing the field of rocks, and the two eagerly wait for their horse as payment. Despite clearing the field, Sverkel then instructs Einar to take the basket and follow him. Sverkel then makes them chop firewood, and once they are done, to fetch some water. Einar gets annoyed and feels the old man is taking advantage of them, and wonders if he's really going to give them a horse or is just making them work for him for free. Thorfinn is fine either way, as that is what they do every day, considering they are slaves. Einar corrects him that they are Ketil slaves. Sverkel overhears them and states he doesn't care about their circumstances, but they have an agreement. In exchange for borrowing the horse, they will do chores at his house when they pick it up and when they drop the horse off. After getting the horse from Sverkel, Einar and Thorfinn start removing stumps with ease. Einar is quite happy and states that Sverkel is quite a good man. When they pick up and drop off the horse, Einar starts doing the chores without any complaints. After clearing a small area, the two head to return the horse. Einar is overjoyed and feels that with this speed, they may be ready in time for sowing season in the fall. This causes him to wonder if Sverkel will even lend them a plow. Thorfinn wonders what they will plant in the fall, surprising Einar as he states that it's obviously wheat. As this is something Thorfinn just learned, Einar is confused and wonders if Thorfinn has ever worked on a farm before. Thorfinn explains that no one in his homeland farmed and he has been on the battlefield since he was a kid. Einar is surprised that a place like that exists, but tells Thorfinn to leave all the farming stuff to him. As they continue on, some retainers see them and ask who gave them permission to take a horse. Einar explains that Sverkel lent it to them. The retainers wonder who that is, as they don't know a man named Sverkel who lives around those parts. They then blame Einar and Thorfinn for stealing the horse. The other retainer looks at the horse and wonders if they even have such a horse on the farm. Einar insists that Sverkel gave it to them, explaining that he is a short, bald man. The second retainer then realizes that the old master and that his name indeed was Sverkel. However, they still don't believe Sverkel would lend them a horse in the first place. we discover that Sverkel is Ketil's father and the most important man on the farm. Before we continue, let's take a moment to answer the question of the day. What is your opinion on slice of life anime? Comment down below and have a chance to be shouted out. Later on, Einar and Thorfinn succeed in securing a plow and get straight to work preparing the land. Just as they're getting started, Einar spots some treacherous roots and decides that it would be best to call it a day, to avoid any unnecessary damage to their hard-earned plow. While on their way to return the tool, Einar notices a collection of hefty plows and is amazed by their number, remarking that their owner must be incredibly prosperous. Thorfinn is curious about the price of such a valuable tool, and Einar informs him that in his own village, 8 entire families would have to share one. Einar is overjoyed that they have a plow at all, considering that Sverkel's retainers wouldn't have willingly parted with one. Thorfinn is impressed by the plow and wonders aloud whether it was a farmer who invented it. As the rain starts to fall, the two hustle to return the plow with renewed urgency. As Ketil visits Sverkel, he can't help but feel worried about him. Sverkel is old and constantly pushing himself, which has already led to a scary incident where he collapsed on the farm. Thankfully, Snake was there to assist him, but Ketil knows he can't rely on Snake to be there every time. Ketil's concern only grows when Sverkel insists on living alone, despite the risks. Ketil pleads with him to reconsider, but Sverkel is stubborn and claims that living together will only lead to arguments. It's a tense conversation, but Einar and Thorfinn are outside and feel it's best not to interfere. Ketil eventually exits the house and notices the two men are outside. He can't help but wonder what they are up to, but his attention quickly returns to Sverkel. He warns Sverkel that he shouldn't take advantage of his slaves, but Sverkel seems unfazed. As Ketil prepares to leave, Sverkel invites Einar and Thorfinn inside to escape the rain. Sverkel kindly suggests they wash their clothes, but to Einar's surprise, he discovers Snake sleeping in the back of the house. How did he sleep through the heated conversation between Ketil and Sverkel? Snake awakens, smelling the delicious aroma of Sverkel's cooking. He immediately yells at Sverkel for trying to eat alone, but then spots Einar and Thorfinn. Confused, he wonders why they're there, but can't help but feel grateful for their company. As Sverkel sets the table for dinner, he can't help but voice his frustration with Snake's sleeping habits and overeating. However, Snake quickly explains that he and his men are on patrol at night to keep the farm safe from thieves. Einar and Thorfinn join the group, and Snake encourages them to dig in, assuring them that the food is nothing fancy. Sverkel also welcomes them, acknowledging their hard work earlier in the day. During dinner, Einar brings up the topic of thieves, and Snake confirms that they are a real threat, sometimes even armed. Sverkel argues that they can defend themselves, but Snake points out that their fighting force is too small for the size of the farm. A heated argument ensues, but Snake ultimately concedes that 13 men aren't enough to protect the farm from a large attack. Sverkel disagrees and attributes the safety of the farm to the tribute they pay to King Harald. As the rain clears, Snake prepares to head out on patrol once again. Sverkel sarcastically tells him not to come back, but Snake reassures him that he will be missed. Einar and Thorfinn leave for their quarters, with Thorfinn feeling that he has learned a lot from the dinner conversation. As time ticks on, the duo begins to plant their seeds. Einar, ever the optimist, suggests that they spread more seeds, but Thorfinn, the cautious one, worries they won't have enough. However, Einar reassures him, reminding Thorfinn that he can trust him since they're friends. Incredulous, Thorfinn asks Einar if he really thinks they're friends, to which Einar responds with genuine surprise, stating that he's either right or wrong. Thorfinn breaks into a smile as he sows the seeds. He acknowledges their friendship. What a heartwarming way to end the 6th episode. As our protagonists grow, so do their bonds. Still, will the farm be able to fend off an attack if one were to arrive? Will Thorfinn reveal his true fighting prowess? Find out in our next recap of the ongoing Vinland Saga Season 2.